Buenos dias! MovieTalk is a technique created by Dr. Ashley Hastings. MovieTalks are a great way to provide comprehensible input to your students. They scaffold the story-asking process for teachers, and kids love them. Today I'll talk about the 5 steps to successful MovieTalk lesson that you can use in multiple levels. Stick around until the end when I'll share with you this one common mistake nearly all CI teachers make with their MovieTalks that ultimately tank their lesson. My name is Scott, and you're watching Immediate Immersion, where we're all about comprehension-based instruction in the modern language classroom. We'll be right back. The first step in creating a MovieTalk lesson is choosing a video. You can use all kinds of videos, but I prefer to use animated shorts. I like animated shorts because they're short, generally don't have any dialogue, and have a funny or unexpected punchline at the end. The easiest way to find animated shorts is to go to YouTube and search for animated shorts. You'll find a ton of them. Videos with little to no dialogue work best, so students aren't taken out of the target language hearing dialogue in another language. If there is dialogue, you can always mute the sound, but then you don't get to hear the fun sound effects. Hit the like button if you too prefer to use animated shorts for your MovieTalk lessons. After you've chosen your video, you'll want to take screenshots of the important scenes. The original way to do MovieTalks was to play the video live, but I found this very difficult to do live in my class, and my students were getting frustrated as I constantly played and paused and replayed scenes over and over. My solution is to take screenshots and put one screenshot per slide in a slide deck. Then just before the punchline, I'll insert the video clip and then continue with the screenshots to finish out the video. Another helpful tip is to caption each screenshot. I'll write a single sentence in the target language that summarizes the main action in the screenshot and translate it into the common language and place that under the screenshot on the slide. I'll also add any key vocabulary that my students might not know along with the translation. Now, these aren't necessary, but I find it helpful to scaffold the language for my students. So you've got your video picked out and you've got your slide deck full of screenshots. It's now showtime. You'll start by presenting your first slide to your students. You read the sentence caption you previously wrote, or if you didn't caption your videos, make up a sentence about the main action in the screenshot. Now the magic happens. You'll start asking your students questions about that sentence. Ask as many questions as you can. Yes/no questions, either/or questions, and question word questions about every part of the sentence. You can add details and ask questions about the details. You can ask questions to get more details. When you've exhausted all the questions and details for a particular screenshot, move on to the next and repeat the process. This is the heart of the MovieTalk lesson. You definitely don't want to rush this step. Take all the time you need to slowly get through the slides. The goal here is to expose the students to the vocabulary, grammar, and patterns of the language as much as possible so they begin to get stuck in the students' heads. When you get to the video, show the video without stopping, and then continue the questioning process with the final slides. It's too much to do for every scene of your video, but pick 1 or 2 action-packed scenes to act out in class. Pick a couple of students to play each role and narrate the action as students perform the scene. You'll want to pick students who have enough energy to act out the scene well, but who won't try to steal the show. You want actors, not distractors. Continue asking questions as the students act out their scenes. To get more verb practice, you can interview the actors, guiding them through answering in complete sentences, so the class can hear repeated instances of first and second persons. The last step is to review the video with a write and discuss activity. Write and discuss is a technique where you ask leading questions to review the story and then write down the answers in complete sentences. Your students would then copy the sentences in their notebooks. The goal of this is not to memorize the storyline, but rather to review the language and practice writing full sentences. During this step, you might want to point out any peculiarities with spelling or grammar that might come up. I've created a quick MovieTalk guide that you can download for free at mm.us/MovieTalk guide. It's great to have at your side when you're creating your MovieTalk lessons. Now here's the tip that you clicked on this video for. This is a mistake that I see time and time again, and it's often the reason why a MovieTalk lesson just doesn't land with students. It's targeting vocabulary. If you've ever done this, hit the like button so I know I'm not the only one. When teachers choose a video based on vocabulary, it loses something along the way. The kids know that the point is to teach them something, and they resist throughout the lesson. I mean, it sounds like a good idea. You're working on this vocabulary in class, and you'd think it would be helpful to find a video to bring it home. But it's forced, and students know it. Instead, use MovieTalks as a break from the routine. Choose a video that students will enjoy, that has a funny ending, and has a lot of entertainment value. You can always scaffold the vocabulary they don't know, and because it's of high interest, students will forget you're teaching them the language and just immerse themselves in the experience. If you love MovieTalk lessons like I do, hit that like button and consider subscribing if you want more videos on teaching in the modern language classroom. Want to watch more? Here's another great video on teaching in the modern language classroom. Happy comprehensible input!